morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning roast, and I'm, of course, Sugar Chris, and with me is...
Hello, Sugar Chris.
And of course, we have Rich, and he's doing some live inking.
Yes, I am. I am inking right now the cover for issue 1.
Yeah, showing a little bit of little nipplage.
Yes. Well, no, there's no nipplage on this one. Oh, wait, there is. I got to cover that up.
What are you doing right there, Rich? Come on now.
No. I got to cover this up. I'll cover this up. I wasn't supposed to have the nipplage there. So I'll cover that up immediately. I just have to, here's what I'm going to... Well, here, let me do that now. So it's let me get that out of the way. I didn't mean to have that there, to be honest with you. Oh. So I'll just get rid of that. And then I'll just, like I said, the way that the dress folds, I'll just push it up a little bit higher. It's not, no harm, no foul. Sorry about that, man. I forgot that I put nipples on this one. It's the British in me right now. So, because we don't care about nipples so much. It's just a breast.
Love drawing those boobage.
It's drawn as boobage. Yes, boobage. Plentiful boobage.
Let's see who we got in the chat here. We've got Pale Rider.
Well, of course you do.
As always, that degenerate.
Yeah, that degenerate.
We got Mr. Feed. Says, "Oi, mates, long time to morning roast."
Hello.
Let's see. We got, of course, Soul popping in, posting the morning roast merch link. Thank you, Soul.
Hello.
Let's see. And wait until Sugar. What's Pale Rider saying here? He says, "I'm Ant." I think he says, I think he's saying, "I can't wait until Sugar does his live reaction to What's in the Box reenactment."
Oh, Jesus.
I never said I was doing a live reaction to that. I haven't even watched it. I don't watch anything you make.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Yeah, but Pale Rider is a little bit, oh boy. I don't know what to think of Pale Rider, to be honest with you sometimes.
Me neither.
He seems like a decent human being, and then he opens his mouth, and he talks, and then he says things. He formulates thoughts, and then they spill out of his mouth. I know he has trouble keeping food in his mouth. There's other substances, that he has no trouble keeping in his mouth, but food is not one of them because it just spills out. He's forgotten how to chew. But man, that's what happens when you get old. First you can't pee anymore, and then the next thing you can't eat anymore. Man.
Get him, Rich. Get him.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to make fun of him. It's a sad thing, when you forget how to human. It happens.
Oh my, we got.
I know. I'm cruel and unusual.
What's Soul say? He says, "I just have to hate comment on another Steam Deck video in my YouTube feed called The Handheld You Deserve," and then I'm with you. Why you hate the Steam Deck so much, Soul?
Yeah, man. I don't know why anybody would do that.
Don't be hating.
But I guess it is what it is.
We got wait. Did I miss somebody? Says stuff in their chat. Because Pale says, "Hello, Pops, Doc, and their chat," but I don't see Pops or Doc.
I don't see Pops or Doc. Well, I think Pops and Doc and Pops may be on a little bit later. I'll be on there. And most likely I'll be working on this as well.
Okay, they're later on in the chat.
That's all right.
Creators Outlet's here. Hello, Will.
Yep. Hello, Creators Outlet. What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
And we got Odin.
I still have yet to go on your show. Morning, gentlemen. Hello, Odin. How are you, man?
You haven't been on Will's? Rich?
What'd you say?
Said you haven't been on Will's yet?
Not for a long time. The last time I was on is when I released the first issue of Incandescent. Oh. And let me tell you about that. It's been a while since I did anything on it because I had some other things I had to take care of, and I wound up not liking the story for issue 3. So I'm waiting on that one. I got to redo the plot for issue 3 and 4, and that's going to come next year. But I did have this idea of what I wanted to do with Flappers, and I've had this in my head for a while. I just didn't know how to, materialize it. And then I just went ahead and I took a couple of days and I decided to get these characters going. And then I realized, hey, I have a story here. So that's why I'm doing this one. It's called The Roaring. It's about a group of flappers who will use any and all means to take over all of organized crime in 1920 Chicago, whether it's murder, extortion, sex, what have you, whatever means they have to, whatever crimes they need to commit, they will commit because they are absolutely centered and they will absolutely do what they need to do in order to get what they want. And it stars these three girls right over here. This one, the leader, her name is Ruth Alden. And what she is the absolute leader. You know, she's the ringleader of the three girls. They've all been friends ever since they were kids, and they've saved each other's lives one way or the other. So they're all ride or die. There's going to be no betrayal between the three of them. Now, over here is Dorothy Barlow. She's bordering on being a complete sociopath. So anything, and it comes to murder, harm, you know, manslaughter, any type of thing that requires any type of like sensory or stimulation, she will do. The only person who could tell her to stop is Ruth, and her weapon of choice is a couple of Tommy guns, which is a splash page that I just had back a little while ago, and I wish I showed you before, but it's a kick-ass page, and you see her ferocity as she does what she needs to do. And this one over here is Ginny Thatcher. She's the brains of the group, and she's also deadly accurate with throwing knives. And she's believe it or not, even though she's like brilliant and she throws knives, she's the tamer of the three of them. And these three have dubbed themselves the Roaring. And we're going to see what happens in the 6 issues that I have this slated for, and what these girls decide to do, or how they do it, or if they succeed or not. Which I'm kind of hoping they do at the end of it, because once in a while I would like to see the villains win. It would be nice.
Yeah,
because I'm
nice
not
ladies.
I'm sorry?
I said, yep, these aren't nice ladies.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You know, they have their justifications as to why they do what they do. But, and maybe they're even noble in a certain type of way, but at the same time, you know, there are people who are innocent and people who are in law enforcement who will get killed, who will die. And they're continuing of like thinking that their worldview is what it should be, won't excuse them for whatever they've done or whatever they're going to do. So it doesn't really matter, you know, so it is exactly what it is. What's up, Sim?
Hey, Sim.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Not much. Waiting for my coffee from Tim Horton.
Mm-hmm.
Now I woke up, there's no more coffee. I'm like, God damn it.
Man.
We got
some Java in the morning.
Yeah. Hail panel, hail chat. Hello, 80s made consumer. What's up? How you doing?
Oh, Pop says Madness Raid.
Yep, Madness Raid. Oh, no.
Oh, he's raiding us.
Oh, no.
He's sniping this stream, Pop says. Oh, okay.
Sniping the stream. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
so what is he doing with the younglings jargon or something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I love Pops. Pops is my fucking brother. Yeah. Pops is my brother. Fuck that noise. He's my brother. He is, man. You know, I have some personal stuff going on, and the first person that I heard from was Pops. Out of anybody I know, the first person I heard was from Pops.
That's good.
I don't forget that. I'm never gonna forget that.
Let's see. So Sam, welcome to the morning roast, where our favorite bad hair day incarnate takes us back to the roaring 20s with crime.
That's right.
And risky business. Good morning, Chris, Sim, wake up, Rich, and chat.
Rich and chat. Yes. And what I have here right now, when I'm inking, is the actual cover for issue 1. It's the original cover. I have a not safe for work cover, which was already backed, by the way. This one is backed as well, which is the reason why I'm finishing inking it. Page 15, which is on the Kickstarter, if you decide to look into it. It's already been backed as well, and I have a whole bunch of other pages that are going to be backed, hopefully, because I am 214 pounds, or maybe about 350 American, from the goal of 2,000 or 2,300, give or take.
Let me
You know, the value of the pound fluctuates daily, so it's hard to figure out how much is actually there or not. But as far as that's concerned, yeah, if it's 2,082, is that 82 or 62?
62.
Okay, 2,062. It's probably a 2,300 something goal, I think, American dollars right now.
$2,309 goal.
Yeah. In pounds, it's 2,000 pounds straight. 2,000 pounds straight. So
we got one more backer until you hit 75. A nice number.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad for a first time for this issue. I'm hoping for 100, but if whatever I get, I'm just happy that I got that many.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
you still got a week left though, so you could.
I do. I know. You know, and a couple of people have mentioned to me about a certain reward offer that I have that I think just might be up your alley. The Crash the Party Award. That's fun.
Oh boy.
Well, the Crash the Party reward, if you want to scroll down, if you can, if there's a story, if you scroll down a bit, you know, I just want to show you this one thing and then we'll get to everything else if that's okay with you. All right, right there. Up a little bit more. Right, that's the Crash the Party reward is a 2-in-1 where you not only get a black and white comic book size commission of a mock cover of you as a flapper on there, but you also get to have an appearance in the comic book itself at the same time. It's a 2-in-1. And what is it? It's 175 American. But usually I've seen a lot of campaigns where it's like they'll charge about 200 or 300 just for a minor appearance in a comic. And yeah, you'll definitely be seen. You know, whoever decides to back it is definitely going to be seen. You know, because I decided to take an establishing shot for the club that they go into, and I'm going to turn it into a double page spread so I can make sure that I have a really, really nice view of not only the ambiance and the atmosphere, but for the people who've already backed it, back that particular reward, they get front and center stage. You know, so that's going to be some yummy stuff.
Yeah. How many Crash the Parties are there? Is there a limit?
There's 5 at this point, and one I did for Nita Lanning because she helped me promote this book without having to like pay her or anything. And another one was backed by a friend of mine here in the United Kingdom. So there's 4 left altogether.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, that's going to be some fun stuff. I can't wait. I'm excited about drawing that big double page spread. I'm going to do that live, and I'm going to do that as a marathon thing. Because it's like, yeah, I want to take care of it because it's really cool that I'm going live again. I'm really happy about it. It's about time. It's been too long. You know, so.
Doc's with us.
Hey, Doc, what's up?
You're good enough late to the cruise.
Yeah, they're streaming and they're sniping us.
That's what I seen a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Says, we're sniping you, pal.
Oh, boy.
Rich.
Can't come up with our own content. We're gonna steal yours and smirk at it while we're doing it. Yeah, I'm watching you. I'm fucking watching you.
Oh my god.
With some guy called Tanner and Lady Fanta's there too. I see.
Oh my god. I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible. I didn't ask him to do that. I'm just a lowly bystander. I'm just a bystander in this. Keep your food in your mouth and follow. Oh, Jesus Christ. And follow our guest. Christ, man.
Sugar's loving Rich.
Damn, Rich. Sugar's loving Rich right now. Oh, boy. All right. Well.
Let's see. Oh, we got
hey, chums. Who says chums? Who the fuck?
A 65-year-old that watch a lot of Monty Pythons.
Oh my god. Hey,
over 50. That was a big fan. Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
God.
good. How you doing?
Sounds like someone is simping for sugar. Oh man. All right.
Yeah,
I'm just inking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just having fun here. That's all I'm doing. Just having fun.
well, maybe Pale Rider is over making videos of me.
Mm.
X is like, I'm old.
Just bringing quality entertainment to the masses. No, he's not. Pale Rider's not bringing quality entertainment to the masses.
Mm.
Well, his channel seems to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Sam.
Yeah, I have 7 days left on this campaign.
Or not? Like, I'm told to shut up. Like, I'm doing my part.
All right.
I know.
So he says, Sugar, they call the Steam Deck a handheld, but on every video I see, it's on a desk because it's uncomfortably big. The thumbstick placement is wrong. It has little touchy pads for mouse, etc. Okay.
Mm.
What are you calling it? The Steam Deck?
I don't know. I've yet to really mess with one too much. I think the guy at the computer shop has one, and I messed with it. I looked at it a little bit, and I think I held it once. That's about it.
I'm told it's more expensive than what it's here.
Mm.
Well, if it was me, I'd probably get the basic version and then upgrade.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that the basic version you can't even have a game on it. It has 60-something gig.
Well, that's why I said I'd upgrade
when
it.
you know that most of those big games that you play, they're like 100 gig. They're like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Jesus.
That's why I would upgrade it, because the advanced version is just the basic with just a little upgrade that you could get cheaper.
Mm-hmm. So the price range is 4, 6, and 1,000.
Yeah, I'd get the 4 and then upgrade it.
I just checked into it because right now I'm thinking of buying a nice little gift for Nat because he got accepted into that special school thing.
I'm hoping Jenna Hayes gets that 175 tier and gets drawn in the book. Why would Jenna Hayes be interested in anything that I do?
Why not?
He probably tagged her in when he posted the show.
Well, he did, yeah. So yeah, he did. I'm like, all right, Jenna Hayes, okay. Yeah, man, that's something that's something I'm going to do for the. Yeah, I just got an idea. Thank you, Pale Rider. Thank you.
She was a good actress.
Yes, she was. I thought her roles were very intriguing, and
Love the plot. Great.
Yes, the plot. Oh my God, I Shakespearean at least, and it was like William Shakespeare dipped his wand into Tarantino's pot of amazing directing and had Michael Mann sprinkle his love all over it. And there you go. That's it. The greatest story ever told.
I couldn't have said
next to Moses.
I'm sorry? I couldn't have said it any better, Rich.
I just thought of it, and it's just a word salad. It just fell out of my face because it does that. So,
There we go. 80 says, that page looks awesome. Where can I get this? Well,
it's a cover
on Kickstarter.
You can get it on the Kickstarter. That's right here. This page has already been backed already, but there's plenty of other pages to choose from over there that are just as action-packed. And those interior pages would be considerably cheaper than this one over here. But the book, you can there's a whole bunch of reward tiers anyway. So if you want to do something like that, by all means, I'd be honored. Thank you.
Couple pages of original art there.
Oh, there's a whole bunch. I mean, the majority of the book is original art. The majority of the book is original art, except for like page 7 and maybe page 24 and 25 of the story. That's about it.
Okay. Oh yeah. There's still the Dorothy cover for original art.
Yes. If you scroll down a little bit, towards I don't know if I have the graphic there. I hope I do. I have alternate covers of each girl. I have Ruth, Ginny, and Dorothy all in one shot. I don't know if I have them. God damn it! I don't think I do. I had them before, and I was supposed to edit them in there. Damn it! Stupid. Anyway, I have alternate versions. I have like a full cover version of just Dorothy, and it looks really, really good. I mean, and what I did with the 3 covers is I made sure that the backgrounds were similar and they could all be put together. That's why I have them all as a tier in which is a reward tier in which you can get all 3 and put all the covers together. But I don't know if I have that offer yet. I was going to do it at the end of the campaign, which is like the last 48 hours. But if anybody's interested, I'll show the 3 covers later, the black and white versions of them, because I'm having them colored. I'm going to have all 3 covers of original art of all the girls. So you'll be able to put all that art together, plus 3, plus a copy of all the versions of the cover, including the original, the not safe for work, and the 3 alternate covers, for about $230 American, and you're saving about $100 on the whole thing, because I have it as 200 British pounds, and that amounts to like a savings of 280 pounds, like it's amounts to a saving of 80 pounds, because of all the stuff that's in there, and that covers shipping, that covers everything.
What's still saying? He says, Sugar, if you just play it at home on a desk, might as well use your PC for Steam games. I know. Yes, I agree with that. But I was thinking about getting the Steam Deck for when I go to cons, for when I'm on lunch at work, things like that. That's what I was thinking of getting it for. But if I get it, it won't be for a long while. I'd probably end up getting the next version or something. Let's see.
You see, and as I mentioned before, someone backed this reward for the cover. So what I do, I just have the art penciled. First thing I do is digitally ink it, but then if anybody backs the reward with the cover on it or the original art, I ink it live traditionally. And I was an inker for Marvel for about 10 years, so I kind of know what I'm doing. At least I hope I do. And I ink it live for the person who backed it. And that's what I'm doing right now.
We got a professional on the stream today.
Oh, yeah. That's for show. For show.
It says, Rich, for our younger viewers like me, can you mansplain to us what a flapper is?
A flapper, mansplain. All right, a flapper is a colloquial term for a free-spirited girl around the time of the 1920s. The 20s were a very turbulent time, and they were also a time of great enlightenment and freedom. In 1920, women were allowed to vote, which I still think should have been a hell of a lot earlier, but, men sometimes. And what happened is that like a whole bunch of styles, a whole bunch of expressive art and posters and art deco and expression. This was a very turbulent time in American history. And it was the birth of a lot of things. It was the birth of jazz. It was the birth of design as we see it today. All layout and design and all this other stuff is really based on a lot of 1920s sensibilities. I mean, if you ever look at some of the Art Deco posters of the 1920s, they look like they used airbrush and like Photoshop on most of the art. And they did not have any of that back then. Like they didn't have airbrushes back then at all either. So it's like the care and the technique and how patient some of these artists were in putting their art together is just astonishing. And the way that they saw the world was just absolutely incredible. And I was gravitated to this world, to this time period anyway. And I love this time period. I will say that for nothing. I would have loved to have been my age at this point in the 1920s instead of the 2020s, to be honest with you. It's an incredible time. And even though it ended with the stock market crashing in 1929, it's still a decade that you can't possibly forget because just about everything happened here. Just about everything happened that was like major in American history. It was the end of World War I. People were just letting themselves go and just relieved that there wasn't a world war anymore. Mm-hmm. Money was flowing freely. The drinks were flowing freely, even though it was prohibition, which was weird. It was the birth of organized crime. There's so many facets and so many things to this. It's an endlessly fascinating decade. And the way that the girls, the way that the women just decided to become as free and as wonderful and as like all over the place as they are now, as as they were back then, it was a really huge, major twist and change in the social dynamic on how people were supposed to be and how women were supposed to be perceived. And they changed that forever, and I wanted to do something with some of these girls as far as like how they are as flappers. And I wanted to take it a step further. I mean, most of them were just really into having a good time. What if a few of them decided to, break bad? What if a couple of them decided to commit crimes? I mean, back then, women started voting in 1920, but, unfortunately, women's opinions weren't really valued all that much, nor were they really noticeable except for however they look. That's really it. So these girls, what they've done is they've already committed a bunch of crimes. They've already wiped out a few mob families or a bunch of organized crime organizations. And no one's really taken notice of it because they, quite frankly, don't believe that it was a bunch of girls who murdered these people and who were taking everything by storm. If you really think about it, it's like they've already gotten away with a lot. They really have. And they're still trying to figure out who did it. But at the end of this issue, they get an idea of who has actually been doing all these crimes.
Okay, so we're picking up after they've already started on their spree.
Oh, they've already started big time. There's already, in the beginning of the issue, they've already talked about a couple of other families who've been murdered, a couple of other mob bosses who've been murdered already. And they're not paying attention to the fact that the leader of this group is one of the most lethal people around. There's things that this girl will do in this issue alone, which is not pleasant. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how far all of these characters evolve and what they do and what they're going to be capable of doing and what horrors or what fantasies they're going to be able to fulfill. It's going to be a hell of a ride. I can't wait, to be honest. And the one caveat in this whole thing is one of the first female police officers in Chicago. This is like an alternate history, of course. Mm-hmm. Her name is Sophie Grant, and she is asked by her captain of the police department to infiltrate this group. Kind of like a Donnie Brasco type thing, but with chicks jumping around with flapper outfits. And I know, right? And she joins the group, and time will tell if she succeeds, fails, or joins them.
Hey, Aaron. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Let's see. We got Perotta saying, Pop, sugar doesn't mean to be rude as hell and not wish your old ass a happy birthday, I'm sure. Yes, happy birthday, Pop.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Oh, how old is he? 110?
No.
Half that.
Pops is a young spry man.
He's a spry man.
Let's see. And Pop says, Sim, you should come to my stream and watch this train wreck from afar.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, maybe I will because, he keeps disrespecting me and telling me to shut up. Will you guys tell me to shut up over there, too?
Disrespect.
Do I tell you to shut up? No, I don't tell anybody to shut up. I don't tell no one to shut up.
Oh, yeah, I will Bill Ryder's comment going like, that Mr.'s not even here. What's his, Shane's not even here and you're disrespecting. I'm like, he clearly has favorites.
You're dissing my crew, homie. I don't know what the fuck that even means.
What are you going to do? Sim, you can't go leave and join Pops and disrespect Rich like that.
No, he's not disrespecting me. He can leave if he wants.
Oh, that's it. You disrespect me, and then you go. If you do something, you're going to disrespect Rich.
Yeah.
I like you, Rich.
Can't do that to Rich.
No, if Sim decides he can do what he wants. I know he's not disrespecting me. He's just taking care of his business like I am.
So says, hey, Sim, glad you crawled out of the hole you fell in last night.
Yeah, I was watching the 80s made, and then I started watching some anime. I watched Armitage 1, Armitage 2. I watched Alita Battle Angel, Gundam, the actual anime while working. Then after that, I'm like, bedtime 5 something.
Hey, Sim, I want to ask you a question. Does some of the anime that you watch influence your art style, or is it a mishmash of a couple of other art styles?
I think it's more the animation influences. I have studied animation. I have a bachelor in 3D
That's
animation.
fantastic, man. I never knew that, man. I love your art, by the way. I love how expressive it is and how crazy it is, dude. It's really, truly eye-catching.
Well, thank you. It's one of the things
speaking the truth.
that there's animation in, and then yeah, I've studied animation, and it plays a big influence in what I'm doing. Like I like to do a lot of animated like frames.
Yep, that's awesome, man. It really is.
Well, thank you.
I respect your work, dude, and I like your work. And you're a cool dude. I'm trying to find the right word because I'm concentrating on this right now.
Same right back at you, dude, and you know it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the respect. The respect is paid and returned in force. For real, man. For real. I know I'm being hyperbolic, but that's just me. Yeah.
It's how we get when we get older.
That is true. We tend to explain things more. Maybe it's because we're all dying, and it's like we want to get as much out as we can.
No, we also realized that we wasted time and stuff on stupid shit, and we started appreciating things more. And we also learned that we need to show appreciation to what we appreciate. Otherwise, same thing as taking care of your shit.
Yeah. You have to. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just me, one way or the other. So.
Oh, coffee's here. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. Tell me he has coffee delivered to him.
Yeah. No fancy.
Jesus Christ, man. That's crazy.
Doc says page a day, Rich.
I do 2 pages a day if I had to. I've done 4. Wow. During my heyday at Marvel, I inked 4. One time at Marvel, no fucking joke, pardon my language, I inked 7 pages in 24 hours.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I know. It was nice. I made 1,000 in a day. That's pretty cool. But that was like it for like a week. So I'm like, all right, I'm done. Yeah, it's too much sometimes, man. It really is. Marvel's always late with everything. They're still always late. Even they have less books than they had before I was there. So I'm like, come on, man. Get your shit together.
Yeah, come on. You're a big
company. Get your shit together, guys. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Big company like that should be able to.
Yeah, you would think. But no. No, they don't get any of their stuff together. But then again, that's just me being a little bit of a prick with some of this stuff. But yeah, man. So yeah, this is whenever anybody backs a page as a reward, it gets inked live just like this, and you get to see how I put a page together.
Yeah, there you
go. And I have my YouTube channel also, which I just changed the name of it to R. Perry Artworks. Decided to grow up a little bit instead of calling it The Richness. And whenever I get a chance, I draw either commissions or original art for the pages that I'm working on, for the book that I'm working on, and I do it in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
And I just might start up a Patreon. I'm not sure. What'd you say, Chris? I'm sorry.
That's pretty cool because then the backer can watch you ink.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure that the backer knows that it's like, yeah, I'm taking care of your page very well. So there you go. So it's like I was an inker at Marvel for 10 years, man. I think I inked on about 80 or 90 titles, and if I can hazard a guess on how many pages, I'd probably say about 2,000 over that time. Yeah, that's a lot. I know.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's up there. Well, a lot of times when I was an inker, I did work on books, like full books, but more than half the time I was kind of like the relief pitcher. It's like, hey, can you take care of 5 pages of this? Yeah, sure. Hey, can you take care of 8 pages of that? And can you have it by Monday? And it's like Friday. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I was hired for my quality as well as for the speed that I had. And a lot of times, my monthly paycheck or my monthly earnings would, be more than someone who had a regular book. So I didn't complain. I was just too busy inking all this stuff, and I had too much fun. So, all right, what you're looking at right now is the cast of characters. The first one on the top left is Officer Sophie Grant. She will be the one who's going to infiltrate the Roaring. In the middle is another character that I'm introducing in issue 2 called, his name is Alphonse Liagatti. And he's an undercover cop himself, but he was undercover for the Mafia in New York. And he has decided to take himself and offer his services in Chicago. to help take down some of the mafia over there. And the person on the right is Captain Robert John Carter, or Chief Robert John Carter. He's this is obviously the first woman that has ever been in his police department. So he's actually being really nice to her. He's being respectful to her. He's not going to be like, oh, this is a girl, we got to make sure she gets out of here. No, he's actually being a little bit respectful. He's treating her like he treats the rest of his officers, with a fair hand and, a few screams here and there if it's necessary. So he's a good cop. That's what I love about that character. He's just a regular cop who just became captain just by circumstance. Now, if you look on the bottom, you have the three girls that were there that I just talked about before. And it's I love this. Personally, I love this because I've explored. I've had to put a lot of heart and soul into this, and I've had to involve myself a little bit more because I actually had to research this quite a bit, especially, YouTube videos and articles about, how flappers were, what they did, what they wore. It's a really extensive library on what they do. And it was so much fun figuring everything out. It was the best. It really was. And it made me appreciate comic book art that much more because I wanted to tell that story and be accurate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I am as I go along.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
The researching part's always fun.
It is. It can be, yeah, because you wind up learning things. Not only do you learn some things, but you also, in the back of your head, like when you're younger, you hear something about something and you just, put it in the back of your mind. But then if you'll hear a song or see an outfit or a dance or something, you're like, wait a minute, I remember this. This is really cool. And it kind of gives you a little bit of feeling of nostalgia from memories that you had when you were a kid, but a lot of times it's like most of it is just discovering things about society that you didn't know really, or not so much not care to know, just didn't acknowledge, but it was from a time so long ago. It's a century since, the Roaring '20s happened. It blows my mind. Blows my mind how much time has passed, and now it's 100 years since the Roaring '20s began. Incredible.
And I'm back.
Yes, you are.
What will Chris do for a backer today? Didn't say I was doing nothing.
You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
Yeah, maybe show some respect and sing RESPECT.
No,
kind of fits with the theme. Come on, that was on point.
Yes, it was.
Pop says Flapper Chris.
That's up to him. If he can do it, that's great. If not, that's fine also.
Make it happen.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Look, Chris is shopping. I'm not shopping.
Yeah. Pretty much are.
Fanta sends love. Okay, good.
Hey, sweetie, how you doing, Fanta? Love you, baby.
Oh, there's El Gago. Someone needs to back so Chris can sing some Spice Girls. What?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I didn't know any. What was that one? What was their one? Didn't they have one big hit? What was it called?
If you want to be my love.
That one.
Yeah, you got to get with my friends. That means, fuck her friends too, which is always good hallmark plot for a porn. Yeah. That Jenna Hayes would know. So, Jenna Hayes, what is she, 80 at this point now?
I don't know. I'm just that name sounds familiar. I don't know why.
I don't know. I've seen it in one of those.
Acting like he doesn't know.
Yeah, I've seen it in one of those PBS documentaries, about nature, and selective breeding and the lack thereof.
I thought I thought it was the report about STDs. So it's okay.
Or something like that. I don't know.
This is only 20 minutes. I'm working on it, Pale Rider. I'm slowly getting there.
Wubba dubba dub dub! AIDS!
Let's see.
Pickle Rick!
I love that show.
I did too, man. What happened?
Pale Rider says Fanta has all the love she needs with those magic wands. Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know nothing about that.
Neither do I, so I'm not going to comment. Believe it or not.
He's probably trying to coach you to have some vibrating magic wands.
Oh, shut up, Pale Rider.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have the magic stick.
Dan is with us. Hail, hail. He says, just subscribe, Hail Sugar. Why is Rich here?
Wait, who's that? What? Because I was asked to be here. What the fuck?
Well, why can't he be here?
Yeah, well, why haven't you backed my campaign yet? Past Master Bader, whatever. I don't know. How do you say your name?
Old Past Master Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. He has legs. He has legs.
Soul's putting out the link again. All the girls, all the covers. The roaring.
Oh yeah, all the girls, all the covers. Woo!
Multiple stream snipes happening now.
Multiple stream snipes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hessick streaming, started streaming as well, dude. He did an unboxing stream.
Great. So I'm the one that has to be all sniped and everything.
It's like, why is everybody streaming at the same time as us? Like, you know, there's other days during the week.
I have no idea, man. I couldn't tell you.
So says Rich, my employer takes workplace security very serious. I'd only read your books at home.
Damn, I love the feeling of the first sip of coffee in the morning.
Thank you. Oh, man. I got to add a couple of things here, too, on her design. I forgot that she wears a mesh sleeve and she has flowers in her hair. So I got to, like, put the flowers in her hair and stuff like that. So kind of forgot that a little while ago. But that's easy enough. You know, so
San Francisco.
I don't know. I do know that they're all from the Chicago area, I think. You know. So yeah.
And Pastor Dan says, "I love you, Rich, not gay."
Oh man.
So you know, for the people in the '90s, it's "I love you, guy, no homo."
No homo. Past Master Dan. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Pop's dog says, I'm sorry for the troll. Pop's dog.
I wish I knew how to quit you, Past Master Dan.
Gargo saying, some people, some of us are waiting for Chris to sing.
Pastor Dave, for your entertainment, the reenactment of Sugar's. Gosh dang it, Pale Rat, quit sharing that.
What's in the box?
Yeah, that was
What's
funny.
in the box?
Time him out.
That was actually funny.
I have not watched it.
Yeah, you say that, and I'm pretty sure you clicked on it 3 times.
No, I didn't.
I haven't seen an episode of She-Hulk yet.
I have not either.
Don't.
But of course, I see all over Twitter. I see she's apparently twerked in the latest one.
Dude,
wow, that's great! Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, dude, they put in one of those rapper chick or something, so she would teach her how to twerk.
Christ, really? Is it Megan Thee? It's Megan Thee Stallion, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no! Ew.
Yes. And
get benched. No, thank you.
She's now an actual character in the MCU, and she.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I thought it was bad enough when Ludacris joined that Fast and the Furious thing.
Dude, yeah, but at least he acted.
Well, that's true. He does. He is actually a good actor. Forgive me there.
He actually pulled it up because I was the same as you. Like, oh fuck, he's gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
And it turns out he's a better actor than friggin' Tyrese, because Tyrese is an idiot.
Yeah. Gosh. Whoa, Pale Rider. He says women should never be allowed to fight.
But the She-Hulk thing is like everything I've heard from one side, I don't like it. Even from the side that people that like it, I don't want to see it.
I don't know if I want to. I mean, it's like I saw some snippets on YouTube, and the small clips were good. You know, the whole training thing. I don't think they really delved into the character. And one thing that I did see, that there was a part where it's like the girls are talking in the bar, and they're like, "Oh, superheroes are just billionaires and spoiled billionaires and orphans," and I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, the orphan and the old man. You know. They kind of saved the planet, and the spoiled billionaire, brought back.
She also
I'm sorry.
woman-splained to Hulk how better she is than him because
Oh yeah, of course.
she can control her anger because all the torture about the cat calling and the fact that if she expresses her opinion she can get killed.
Yeah.
So she's better than Hulk because of that.
I am hoping that there's an arc in the story of the shows that she claims to be better and then she completely messes up as a result of her normal anger.
Rich, the stupidest thing out of all of this, okay?
Oh yeah.
It's She-Hulk, right? What made She-Hulk and what is the difference between She-Hulk and Hulk is the fact that she hated herself. She didn't have any confidence, she didn't have this until she became the Hulk.
Yeah.
The She.
And that you're right.
Stayed She-Hulk. She doesn't revert back all the fucking time. She doesn't turn into Hulk because she gets pissed. She's one of the only ones that can turn into Hulk whenever she fucking wants.
That's right.
And
that's absolutely true.
Like that. She is She-Hulk. She's not Jet.
That's right. There was even I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just said like the big difference is that she embraces it. She doesn't take it as the monster within. She takes it out and becomes outside. That's what's the opposite. That's what made her different.
Yeah, exactly. And there was even a graphic novel in which I think it was a graphic novel that She-Hulk started. It was drawn by John Byrne. Mm-hmm. That there was a point where she had an extra dose of gamma radiation, and she became the She-Hulk forever. And the doctor was like, "I'm sorry, you're stuck in this state forever." And Jennifer Walters is like, "All right, cool, I'm good." And that's it. Mm-hmm. It's just like that's it because now she's the She-Hulk forever. What I want to see if they're going to develop her character in a very striking way, which I think would be great, is if she somehow screws up with her normal anger and she's taught a lesson. It's like, you see, if you're going to do something like this, you need to really calm the hell down because you just hurt someone without even thinking about it. Imagine if you were angry like me, like Bruce Banner's telling her, it's like, can you imagine the life that I had? And you're not even angry more than half the time, and already you've done this. It's like you gotta have a little bit of character development instead of all of a sudden it's like I'm better than you because I'm this, and I'm like, come on, man, enough.
That's what they've been doing all the time. Just because they have a VJJ, they don't even have to train. They don't even have to, they don't have any learning. They don't make mistake. Everything's perfect, and it's fucking stupid. It's like.
It is. It is stupid because what it does is it takes away the character development. Yeah. Remember, you've seen Aliens, right? And I will always go back to Aliens because it's the template for how a woman can be excruciatingly powerful and like super courageous and all that stuff. Yeah, it's like
even worse than that. It's the example of both. If you look at the first one and the second one, and it's very more into the first one. It's actually the two archetype women versus each other. So you have the protecting, loving mother type, and then you have the controlling, abusive cunt mother, which is the alien queen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's true. And it's just like, I mean, you see Ripley. She's like she sees all the eggs that this queen has given birth to. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just said like at the end, get away from her, you bitch.
Yes, that was awesome.
That's a bitch fight. That's what is going on.
That was an awesome fight. I mean, it's just like she just took what she had and she took care of business. It's like, and that's what I'm trying to do with these girls. I mean, it's like, I'm not going to have a scene in this where like a 100-pound girl is beating up a 250-pound mobster with brass knuckles. That's not how it works. They use their intelligence and they use their skills and they use their bodies. I'm sorry.
They use their wits and their whims.
They use their wits, and they take care of business. And since the men of the time and the people of the time don't think that women are that smart, they just keep doing what they're doing. And before they realize it, they kind of have their hooks in a lot of things. It's not just murder what these girls do. It's also, it's also corruption. It's also bribery. I mean, they have more than a few senators and governors and police captains in their pocket. By all sorts of bribery and intimidation and framing and embezzlement, the whole thing. These girls are not stupid.
Yeah, but that's
But they're villains. But they're absolute villains. They're really, they think that they're doing something noble, but they're really terrible human beings.
Like most villains would do. They usually
Yeah,
think what they're doing is right. It's like one of the
exactly.
things that you learn when you study storytelling or history is
Yep.
that the heroes of one is the villain of the other.
That's right. And a lot of girls who are flappers as well have
Mhm.
taken notice of what these girls are doing. Some of them join.
You know, it's like
So
it's one of the
their
things that
ranks have gone up a little higher as they go along.
like they don't bring up all those women from crime and all those criminal masterminds, women or you know all those women that killed their husband back in the days, blaming on menopause. Dude, there was a whole bunch of fucking shit, and some of those guys had it coming, but fuck.
Yeah, a lot. Well, a lot of those guys had it coming. A lot of them did. In the beginning of this story over here, the mobsters that these girls think are just like escorts that they're going to bang a little bit later, they don't treat them very kindly. So if you look at some of the interior pages in the Kickstarter, you can tell that, something kind of horrible happened. If you want, can you scroll up a little bit to the pages above page 9 and 10? Like right over here. Like you see on the left side of this page, like right in the middle where the guy slaps her. It's because she dropped a couple of wine glasses. And now if you go to the next page, you see how he's threatening her and all that. And no, I'm sorry. Go back up again if you could, please. No, go down. I'm sorry. Go down. That's my fault.
Gargo says most ninja were female because they could get closer to the target, and weapon of choice was poison. And that's another thing that people don't mention. Like, women only got into war when, the big recession during war and when they went to work. Dude, they were part of it way before that. They were just spies. They were the people like they were the assassins.
That's right. There was a lot of women in World War II who did that too, man. They were killers.
World War II.
Yeah.
It's one of the things they all like. We just got free. Like, dude, research history. Okay.
Yeah.
There was also like a very bad fucking woman that was a queen in Russia that did a lot of stupid shit. There's a lot of fucking it's okay. I think that people forgot. Okay, that takes two to tango.
It does.
And nobody's perfect. There's evil and there's assholes in every fucking thing, including women.
Yeah. And these women are evil, regardless of how they look, regardless of what they present themselves, regardless of what they think they're sticking up for. As a bottom level thing, these women are absolute evil. They have killed other human beings, a whole bunch of them. And as they get more, let me finish. As they go, and as they get more brazen with their crimes, there's a greater chance of innocents getting killed. And they're not giving a damn. They don't care. They're there to do it. They're there to take it over, regardless of who's there.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know. There's a very good chance they're going to succeed because it's not just them who's around. There's a whole bunch of other flappers who have seen what they've done. A lot of them aren't going to go for it because that's just crazy. But there's a bunch of them who are going to follow their lead, and it's going to be far more than just these three as the story progresses.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know what can happen with anybody else who decides to join them or to fight them. It's going to be a hell of a tale, and I really like the way that this is going to go out, and the way it's going to unfold because it's from a different perspective. It's from a different perspective, and I'm trying to make sure that I get the right perspective, or at least something that would be a reasonable facsimile, because obviously I'm not a chick. So I have no idea how a woman would feel about a lot of things because I'm a guy, but there are things that can be seen and can be known, because it's like if a guy, I know as a guy that if I did something as horrible as this, I can only imagine how my victim would feel if I did something like hit a woman or something like that. It's just like, this is the reaction that I would probably expect, because you don't hit a woman like that. You just simply don't smack her around because she drops a glass. You don't do that.
But that's the thing. That's my point. Is that I wanted to bring out is right now when they go out and they go, oh, toxic masculinity. Everything they bring out about the toxic masculinity can be found in everybody, including women.
Yeah,
it's just toxic behavior.
Well, it's toxic behavior. That's exactly what it is.
It's not toxic masculinity. I'm sorry. There's abusive cunts as well.
Yeah. Well,
I've seen. Like there's DYP for a reason.
Yeah.
Not everybody's like peach but the thing is, I think it's sad that we lost the. I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s, and the entire idea was like what was the name of it? The Tom Cruise movie, Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire. Remember that the entire purpose that people were trying to freaking make people understand is the equality is the fact that nobody's actually equal on everything. But the thing is, we're supposed to be matching each other. Like a team thing. Like girls are better at something, guys are better at something. Let's just leave it at that. Like no details. The fact that we're supposed to be complimenting each other. You compliment me.
I would like to think that the majority of people do think that way. It's just the loudest voices are the ones that are the stupidest.
Yeah, the narcissistic one that's just one.
Yeah, exactly. But whether it's male or female. And
look at Hollywood. They're the one playing victim while they're fucking rich to the fucking core, flying fucking planes, but they're the one that are oppressed by people in the streets.
Yeah, well, whichever it is.
Like right now, okay, we got elections starting in Quebec, okay? Like it's provincial election, right?
Okay.
So now all the liberals, because they have no traction, they're losing traction to a conservative.
Okay. What does it have to do with what we're talking about at this point?
Oh, that's what I was going to the fact that they're trying to
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear it now. Now I want to hear
what
it.
They're trying to do is that they're trying to accuse him of everything, trying to defame him, and they're trying to claim that right now they're getting hold on, they're getting death threats. Sorry, I was looking for the
it's the
same thing that's happened. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Well, a lot of politics to me is stupid because it's just a bunch of back and forth. I mean, for me, both parties are evil fucks. And a lot of, especially in the United States, a lot of it's a stage. A lot of it is. And they're doing, and both sides, I don't give a shit who they are. Both sides are trying to pit themselves against each other.
Exactly.
And it's like, this is why I don't pay attention to politics, because after a while, it just becomes word salad and it's regurgitated over and over again. I mean, how many times are we going to have to worry about some sort of like nuclear war threat? It's like, come on, man, this went out in the 80s. And it's like, I'm not concerned about it. It doesn't bother me at this point, because it's like, after a while, it's just word salad. It doesn't matter to me. And again, it's like, with all due respect, I'm drawing a comic about the 20s. So it's at least another, 100 years before anything like that happens again. And it's like,
it's weird.
People are going to be, no, really, seriously though, people are going to be the way that they are regardless. And the way that the women here in this story respond to that stimuli, it's a response, but no one would ever think that this is a good response. All it is just a response to something like a powder keg. Because these women, they have been treated like shit. They have been abused. They have been knocked around. They have been used just for their bodies. They've always been thought of as less than men all the time. But these girls have taken it to an extreme, to a point where they're committing murder. And that's the bottom line is, like, no matter how righteous you are, or no matter how noble your cause, no matter what it is, if you're killing someone and you're saying it's for the cause of what's going on for the greater good, it's not for the greater good. It never is. When people die for something that you're standing for, that has nothing to do with them at all, that's terrible. And that's what these girls are. I mean, yeah, they're hot. They're jumping around with their jigglies all over the place. That's one thing. But the other thing is that, yeah, it's like, as the issues run through, as the story evolves, they do some horrible things, like really horrible things to unintentionally.
So it's
to people who do not deserve it.
Rich Perotta.
I'm sorry?
I said, so it's going comic woman's right activist, Rich Perotta.
I'm not an activist, please. I'm not an activist. No, this is just how society is. This is how society has evolved. That's what I love about this decade also, because there was so much change within this decade in and of itself. But at the same time, there was also a lot of crime. There was also a lot of criminality. There was also a lot of corruption. There was also a lot of fighting. There was also a lot of violence. I mean, it was a very turbulent time because of all these changes. I'm not advocating anything. I'm not even remotely a feminist, to be blunt and honest with you. I'm not. But I see this is just me observing, reading, and listening to what happened as far as the social dynamic of the 1920s. And that's what I'm trying to incorporate in this story. I mean, yeah, they decide to do all this stuff. But again, it's all illegal, regardless of how right you might be. There's still people who are dying. There's still people that they're embezzling, drugging up or harming, or one way or the other.
You can blame the romanticization of everything, like the storytelling and stuff that they romanticize.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And everything's romanticized until someone gets punched in the mouth or shot in the face, and then it becomes all too damn real.
Exactly.
And I have no idea what that perspective on that story is, because I've never gotten to a point where anyone wanted to shoot me in the face. Thank God. And I used to live in the Bronx in New York. Mm-hmm. I've had a couple of guns pointed at me. It's not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. No. I've had that. That's not fun. Especially if like the person loads the gun and then points it at you. It's like, well, here we are. Let me be really nice to this guy, before he fucking shoots me. So that's the truth, man.
Yeah, I remember when that happened to me, I just got the guy. I'm like, give me the fucking gun, and he did.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking stupid.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't know.
I just stared him down, dude. He put the gun in my face. I'm like, just give me the fucking gun. And he did.
I'm sure he did. That must have been awesome. Just like, hey, give me that thing now. And it's like, here,
I'll give it back when you leave.
Yeah, but what do you, Chris, what do you think of this so far? What do you think of the job that I'm doing on this?
It's looking fucking
doing a really good job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. This is so much fun. How much time do we have left?
Oh, heck, I don't know.
I don't know. We're already at an hour in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it already is.
Usually we don't go more than 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it maybe a half an hour.
Okay. Cool, man.
I like watching you ink with a brush.
Usually it just goes as long until we decide to wrap it up.
All right, man. Not a problem at all.
Let's see.
Yep, I ink with a brush. I also ink with a quill as well. Sugar put Rich too. What was that? Can you put that up again? I want to read that. It's a full screen. That's sus. What's he doing? I have to check my cams. Who the fuck is saying that? Pale. Oh, come on.
Yeah. It's always Pale Rider.
Oh, Pale Rider is a bad influence to children.
Shopping.
Ugh.
He's doing a live inking. You gotta show it off.
Yeah, man. I am showing it off. I am that damn good also. That's why I'm going to show it off. Mm-hmm. I've only been at this for about 10, 15 years. Inking alone, I've been at for about 12 years. And drawing, I've been at for about 9. And inking my own work. So, yeah, I've done this for a while. I'd like to think I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. I'll say you're one of the ones I've been considering hiring for a piece right now down the line.
I would be honored if you decided to choose me. I would be honored.
Oh,
thank you.
It's not just choose. It's I want to. It's just making money. You do have to make money to spend money, right?
Somewhat, yes. And I am honored that you would consider me. Thank you.
Yeah, and like I'm serious. Like I thought of asking you to do a cover for me or a piece for a.
Let me know when. If you decide to, let me know when, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Gargoyle saying, "Yeah, I was in a mass shooting." Well, I'm surprised they never.
Who said that?
Oh,
Jesus, were you?
Yeah, but you live in Vegas, right? So.
Vegas? Holy shit! Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He lives in that area, so.
Oh man, I was watching a documentary about like the homeless in all the towns in the United States. It's pretty damn bad. They have like a whole slew of homeless people in Vegas and San Francisco. Oh my God! In Seattle's horrible. From what I've seen, it's terrifying. It's absolutely incredible.
Let's see. We got Fist saying, "I had a cop stick a gun in my face, and I think I shot myself."
Oh Jesus, man!
Well, you should stop resisting, Fist.
I don't know me. I always thought like I would react that way, but like I said before, I don't know if it like you grew up in the Bronx, right? I grew up in San Jose, which is known to be one of the hardest freaking areas here.
Oh yeah, that you know that it's like that you have no. You're just gonna stand there and be like, "Look, if this is my fate, it's my fate." Yeah, I've had that.
Run or fight, and when you go in front,
Yep.
you're like, it's a fraction of a decision. It's like, do I wimps out or do I stand my ground and go? If I'm going, I'm gonna go stand in my ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought too. I didn't fucking move. I was like, if this is it, this is it. At least I won't feel it. You know, that was it. And I was like, yeah, I faced a few of those situations more than one time, and it's like, I'll tell you what, if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. And
You know,
I had someone threaten my life, and I stared this bastard down.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
like
know, I'm like, go ahead.
Put a
Go
knife
ahead.
in the side
I'll
of my
let you get
belly.
the first one.
Put a knife in the side of my belly, and I put my hand on it, grab the fucking thing, and I'm like, what you gonna do? You better back the fuck up before I shove it up your throat. Guy looked at me.
Dude, it was my sister's husband. It was my sister's husband. He threatened my ass, and he got in my face. And he's a good foot taller than me, and I'm just looking at him like he's a bitch. I'm like, as soon as you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. Yep. So you better kill me on this one. You better do it.
Don't miss, because I won't.
Yeah, exactly. And what was funny about it? Like, you ever see one of those old Italian women bite their knuckle or something like they're aggravated, or cover their mouth like they want to make sure that they don't say anything bad? That was him. That was him. And he was just like, I don't want to hurt you. And I'm like, you pussy. It was the funniest thing, man. I was just laughing at this boy after he left. I was like, you're a bitch. Go home.
Like,
go home to your mama. Go home to your husband, my sister.
There was a guy that was like being a fucking dick and, you know, like playing big tough guy and so that with people. And dude, I told him off. Right, I'm like, dude, you better back the fuck up and leave them the fuck alone. He goes, dude, you're lucky that I don't have a shotgun. I'll fucking kill you right here.
Yeah,
dude,
man.
And he did the thing, pointing at me like, you're lucky I don't have. Dude, it took a fraction of a second. I had his Adam apple in my hand, and I lift him up off the fucking floor, and the guy peed himself. I'm like,
Jesus Christ, Terminator, you're out of your mind. Holy shit.
Oh, dude, it's like you don't threaten me. To me, it's like, dude, if you're gonna say you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna take it as an.
It's like if you're gonna say something like that, you better be about that life, because if you're not, then you're in a lot of trouble. Because you know, I mean, it's like guys like you and I would like to think that both of us would think before we actually act, because we kind of know what would happen if something horrible like that did happen. You know, and it's like some people, when they say it, they just say it to like for an intimidation. It's like, there are areas that I used to live where it's like, you can't say that. If you do, you won't go home.
Nope. Exactly.
I mean, where I used to live in the Bronx, man, for real, I've had people shot in front of my house. Shot in front of my house. Yeah. And it's like, you see the bullet casings, and you see you see the bullet case. There was one that this guy got shot right outside my stoop. And we go out after all my girl and I at that time, we both go out and we both see it after they run away and stuff. And it's like, the guy's gone, you know, they took him and they brought him to the hospital, and he lived, but he was shot like 6 times. and there was like puddles of blood in front of the house. And there were also shell casings that were still hot. So it's just like, I don't know how anybody lives like this. You know, we got out of there like about a month later, but damn, you know, it's like, for anyone who says, I'm going to kill this guy, it's like, all right, don't say that out loud, because you better be about that life, because most people who want to do something like that won't say a word.
They'll just do it.
They'll do it. They will not say a word. I can't say I've seen a murder, but I've seen how things can turn from one thing to another. My family, I'm of Italian lineage, and my family, they weren't involved in the mafia, but they would play pinochle with people who were members of the mafia. And I knew an Uncle Jack one time, and Uncle Jack was a really great guy. From what I understand, he would always give me like a $5 bill or something if I brought the chips out. And it's like, you know, one of those mobster things and shit. I was like, yay, money. I was like 8, so I didn't really give a damn. I found out that Uncle Jack was shot, and Uncle Jack was not supposed to be shot. It was someone else, but the people who took pictures of him, if you know what I'm talking about, they disappeared after that. But then Uncle Jack was in a wheelchair after that. he was a paraplegic, so Uncle Jack wasn't really in the mood to give $5 tips anymore. So it's like, all right, you got shot, and he wasn't even doing anything, and he got shot. So it's like,
Yep.
yeah.
I grew up surrounded by Italian mafia, and the bikers. So
they had it up there.
The Hells Angels and the Outlaws. We have the Italian mafia. So I had Uncle Jack, Uncle Joe, that took out of the blue chip, the blue bonnet, the horse racing and the bars and the this. And hey, this is Uncle this, and you're like, okay, fair enough. That's it.
Man, that's nuts. Yeah, I can't
deal
with stuff like that anymore.
People,
I had enough of that growing up. Thankfully, one second. I had enough of that crap, all that dysfunction and all that violence. I have to admit, a lot of the stuff that I saw goes into telling of the story that I have here in and of itself, because it's like, it seems glorified in movies. This isn't glory. You know what I mean? I mean, all that stuff where it's like, you think you're going to hear music soundtrack in the back while you're chasing someone with a gun or someone chasing you. No, the only thing you're going to hear is footsteps and a couple of pops before you even realize it. I mean, this is what I'm trying to convey with this story. That, that these girls think they're having a great time doing things what they do, but no, you're not having a good time. You're killing people, and that sucks. So that's what I'm trying to accentuate with these girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're hot. Yeah, they're jumping around, but they're still killers. Yeah, Chris skips the chat where I said Rich needs to be on King's show. Who's King?
Probably the CG Kings, Ethan and stuff.
I know. I used to be Facebook friends with Ethan, and I pestered him a lot. I did when I was just an inker at Marvel. I kept on asking. I asked Ethan, I was like, Ethan, is there any way that I can get some scans of pencils so I could try and ink your work and show inking samples to Marvel? And he's like, first off, Marvel sucks. I don't like them. And then it's like, DC and everything. Ethan's his own machine. I don't blame him that he's not working for Marvel anymore. I remember some of the pages he did for X-Men. They were exquisite, of course. But for a company that's always late with everything they do, they had the nerve to say that he was ever late. I've always liked him. He's a great guy. I don't care if he's conservative and I'm liberal. It means nothing to me. I think he's a guy. For me, I thought he was a good guy. So I don't care whatever it is. And if I was ever invited on his show, I'd be more than happy to go on there. I'm honored because I respect him and like him for his professional ability, for his cyber frog, and for his talent. Man, he's an amazing artist. He truly is. One of the best I've ever seen. And that's saying something, because I grew up in the era of the classics like Byrne, Perez, God rest his soul, Dave Cockrum, Paul Smith, Jim Valentino, some of those other ones, it's like Jim Starlin, for fuck's sake. I mean, I grew up in when those guys were putting out books. Mm-hmm. And those guys were awesome. Those guys were absolutely incredible. And Ethan's right up there. He's right up there with among the greats. So yeah, man, I'd be happy if he asked me, but I don't search for anything. It's like, if anybody wants me on their show, that's great. I'm like, if you want me on your show, that's excellent. I'm not going to hound anybody because I don't want to be that pest where it's like, hey, put me on your show. Put me on your show. I don't want to do that. Exactly. I don't do that. It's like, it's one thing to be respectful one time and then ask. It's another thing if you're there every other day, backing it up and like harassing someone. That's not good. I would never do that.
Yeah, to be fair, Perotta, I didn't skip your chat. I didn't see it. I was scrolling down through. I didn't see that one, apparently.
I ate his cat. I had Chinese a couple of days ago.
Let's see. And no, Perotta, I'm not shopping trap profiles. Weird.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Well, what is he saying?
I don't know. He's probably drunk.
He probably is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's barely 5 o'clock here in the UK. So it's like noontime over there. God, man.
Are you using a specific type of brush to ink?
Well,
Or
I
you just
used to
ink with
have,
anything?
I had Winsor Newton Series 7s, but I picked up these, what do I have here? They're called Pro Arts Renaissance Sable from England, and these are really good. These are actually really good. They're natural sable. They're comparable to a Winsor Newton Series 7, but they're only like 5 pounds a pop, which is like maybe what, 6, 7 American? And these are great brushes. This is the equivalent of a number 2 brush right here for a Winsor Newton, and they're great. I love them. I'm very happy with them. And it's like they're super cheap and well, they're inexpensive. They're not cheaply made. But yeah, I used to be fully brush, and I would probably use a quill on this right now, but I don't. There's no art store that's local that sells any type of quills. So I'd probably have to go to London itself to go to an art store there to acquire something like that.
Or get it on Amazon.
Well, London from where I am is a good 2.5 hours, easy. By train it's 2 hours easy. So it's like by car it's about 2.5. So I mean, I'm probably going to go to London probably in another month or so because I'd like to see that city most likely one last time because I may be moving back to the States in a couple of months. It depends on what a couple of things happen here, but I'm probably going to move back to the States in a couple of months. So fun stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you want to ask any questions about what I'm doing? I know it's like we're talking mobsters and stuff like that.
Well,
we got off on that tangent, and it was a great tangent, by the way, man. Thank you. But anyway, what were you saying, Chris?
Well, mobsters are relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they happen a lot. They still do.
I have to admit, when I first saw your project, I'm like, I saw those babes, and it's called The Roaring. I was expecting werewolves. I was expecting like a pack of 3 werewolves. You know what I mean, or something like.
Yeah, they
had it bad. Like the type of thing. Like they had it bad. They got shot down. They got Jimmy. They got left for dead in a fucking ditch. But they woke up as a werewolf. You know what I mean? Like type of thing. That's what I was expecting. The Roaring. You know what I mean?
No. The Roaring is based on the moniker from what they call the 20s, the Roaring 20s, and they decided to adopt it as their nickname. That's what they did. And the Roaring is I guess you can say it's like I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar, but it's just that in and of itself is just a coincidence. They call themselves the Roaring because they're here to take over everything in the 20s. That's how they project themselves. So that's where you got that. But no, I wouldn't. If I'm going to have a title as cool as the Roaring, I'm not going to waste it on werewolves. Because there's about 5 or 6 books that I know of that have some form of werewolf. I'm not going to bite off anybody else's thing. I have my own ideas. And this is one that I really love. And I can't wait to continuously show this because once this issue is finished, I'm going to put on another one before the end of the year or wait until February and have 2 issues, 2 and 3, ready to go on Kickstarter. Because they're only like 25 to 28 pages long. And I can pencil, ink, and color a full issue in a month without an issue. That's nothing for me because you just do one step at a time and it takes between 8 and 10 hours or even 12 for one page, depending on the complexity. And I can easily fulfill a 28-page book in a month. That's not an issue. From all the time that I've done work at Marvel, I've had to catch so many deadlines. I got fast. I'm here for about an hour and look what I've already done on the cover. It's like 1/3 of it already. It's not even barely started yet. And look what I got already. Not only am I good, but I'm also fast at it. So, it is what it is. But I love what I do anyway. So I love what I do. That's the reason why I can do it the way that I do, because I've always stuck with it.
We got the Art and Times of Jay Ryan joining us. Hail.
Hello. What's up?
Soul says, Sim, when is your Mob Memories comic launching?
Actually, me, like, even though like I did have a lot of like Italian mobster or stuff like that around that I've seen, or family or stuff like that, because like I had Emilio, which was an actual Italian uncle. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
But the thing is, what we were more surrounded about around here was we did have them, but they were quiet down a little bit since they tried to do a bomb in front of a restaurant, and they hurt a kid, and the entire
Oh,
people turned on them,
Jesus.
right, to the point that the mob, they actually turned the guy in to the people,
Oh my
not the cops,
God.
the people. You check it out.
That's
It's something that happened
crazy.
in Quebec a few years back. And the thing is, we had a biker problem. It was the Hells Angel versus the Outlaws and stuff like that we had for a while, and that got
Oh
got
my God.
like they
I can't even imagine that, man.
because like usually the mob they won't do something around schools or stuff. You get my drift? They have
Yeah.
a certain code.
Yeah. There is a code. There's a code amongst criminals. There's always a code amongst criminals. I mean, there are just things that they will not do.
Mm-hmm.
If it's against a man, it's one thing. If against a woman or children, yeah, from what I understand, they won't touch anyone like that. No, they won't. Because they're out in their mind, they're out to do what they want to do. And if anybody is going to try and stop them, good luck, but if it's a woman or a child that could potentially be in harm's way, from what I've been told and what I understand about that, that's forbidden. You don't do that, especially if there's civilians, and I mean, especially if they're civilians. So they just don't do stuff like that.
Nope.
Which is good because, it sucks when people commit crimes like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that they learned their lesson because that, like I said, what happened here, a kid got killed, the people turned against them.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the thing is they understood that you don't want to piss off the regular Jack. If they all rally up against you guys, yeah.
You don't. I mean, there's a big mob. There was a big mob presence in Staten Island, New York, where I used to live, and a lot of the neighborhoods were really, really safe as a result. They didn't say anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, whatever, as long as we're not hurt, I don't care.
But look in Mexico how it works. Like Dave was telling me, he goes, dude, it's like the politicians over there are way worse crooks than the actual crooks. Like a crook would go into a town and actually take care of people, give them money, organize events, take care of the community. So that's why over there there's people that will protect the criminals because they take care of them better and protect them better than the actual government and police, because the police over there are the actual criminal mafia. Yeah,
that's insane. That's really insane. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
Don't take what we have here for granted. Appreciate it.
I never do. Yeah, my father, when he was young, he was asked to be a bookie.
Mm-hmm.
He turned it down, and I'm glad he did, because I know my dad. It's like if he decided to do something like that, he would probably screw it up. I love my father, but he's just simply not that criminal type. And he would probably mess it up, and there would be a very good chance I wouldn't see him anymore. So yeah, I'm glad he never did that. I'm glad he avoided that, because where he grew up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, that's all they had there. Truly, it's like that's it. It was like, working in a warehouse or a meat store or a butcher's place or mafia. He chose to be a butcher or a meat cutter or whatever the hell it's supposed to be.
So Gargo says that we had a new backer. So
I have a new backer?
Yeah.
Oh wow, cool. Thank you. I'll take a check later.
Time to sing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Whoever backed me, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, there we go.
And Gargo adds, my dad was telling me Vegas was in way better condition when the mafia was running Vegas.
Yep, Soul backed you.
Oh, thank you, Soul. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thank you. And every little bit helps. Thank you. I have 7 days left, and I want to get this campaign fulfilled by the end of the weekend so then I can relax a little bit, because I've been pushing this thing, and now until like the campaign ends or something, I'm just going to keep inking regular pages.
Is that
Interior pages, so I can like just show that it's like, hey, look, take a look at this, and this is what you get with it.
is
You were
that
gonna say something?
is that the only 30 days that you have left? Are we at the last of them, or
Well,
have an extra 30
I have a
days?
Kickstarter campaign. My campaign's a Kickstarter. It's not an
Oh, it's a
Indiegogo.
Kickstarter. Okay.
Yeah, it's not an Indiegogo. I have a Kickstarter that has 7 days left.
Are you planning on shifting it to Indiegogo right after?
I don't know. If I'm going to do anything like that, I'll most likely. Well, I had some extenuating circumstances when it concerns the launch of this book. My wife and I split up, and it was 5 days before I was able to launch the campaign, and I had some difficulties over like the 5 days before the launch. When I launched it, it did pretty good. It did good, but I didn't have any chance to promote it. But before then, I was promoting it, and I had quite a bit of interest in it. But because I was out of the limelight for a good week, because I had to find another place to live, I kind of lost focus on what I was supposed to do. And I wasn't even around that long. Like I left my own launch party early because I was just, I can't really think right now. I got to go. And I'm just happy that I have that I have as many backers as I have now, despite the fact that, I really didn't do all that much towards the beginning of the campaign. I'm very fortunate. So the fact that I'm this close to getting the campaign funded, quite honestly, is a miracle. And I'm thankful for everyone who backed my project. Pass or fail, the simple fact is that I know that there's interest in this project. And if by chance this doesn't make its goal, I'll just do it again. And I'll make sure that I promote it this time a hell of a lot better. And I'll make sure that I'm a lot more present, because I don't have to go through that again, because it's like, that's it. I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's done. So I'll do that. And if I don't make it, I don't make it. If I make it, that's great. I'm just going by the seat of my pants now, man, because the one thing that you figure out really easy is that you simply cannot control anything, no matter what the hell you do. After a while, people forget that it's like, that you cannot control whatever happens to you or what happens in this world. And I have to admit, I kind of learned that the hard way.
No, the only thing you can control is how you take shit.
How you deal with the problems or the events in your life that's presented to you. And thankfully, I had the intelligence and the toughness and the wherewithal to weather whatever storm I have right now. I still am, in the middle of it, actually. And it's like there's a whole bunch of things that I have to think about, that if one thing comes to pass, I go down this avenue. But if this other thing happens, then I may go down this path, or I may go down another path. It's like, I think that's a thrill, actually, to be honest with you. Like the unpredictability of where the hell you're going to be or what you're going to do, and how you have to think on your feet. And so far, so good. I've done pretty well on that aspect. Thank you. And I'm still doing well with it. And I'm at this point now, I'm just taking myself where the day takes me. And I know that at one point or another, I'll land on my feet. I'm not worried about anything anymore. I'm not, because I'm taking care of myself. And I kind of like that feeling. And I'm here right now with you fine gentlemen. I'm taking the skill that I've honed over a decade at Marvel Comics, and I'm putting it on this page. It's pretty awesome. And my campaign's almost funded. Someone just backed it now. Thank you. And it's like I had a really spirited, engaged conversation with you, and I love that, because it's like we both know where the hell we're coming from.
Yep.
We're both on our deepest scales. Both you and I are very not adversarial to each other, but we don't take shit. We don't, because we faced it. We don't take any shit because we faced it. And it's like.
And there's no hypocrisy. There ain't.
There's
no two-way about it. We're just ourselves. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. And that's how we roll, and that's what we do with it. I'm not saying anybody else is a hypocrite by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time, it's like I'm taking care of my business no matter what the hell it is.
Yep.
Give me a second. I'm going to start another page because I don't have any quills So that's how I usually render some of the other pages. That's how I render some of the sharper edges. Now, this is page 3.
You do the big,
This one was
blacks,
backed.
and you do the
This
big
page
blacks,
is backed.
and you take care of the details.
Oh yeah. I have to. I'll order some quills later. This is page 3 right here. This is where we first meet Ruth. Right here, she's hanging out with the big ugly mobster guy, and there's another mobster guy. He's like, "Yeah, I can see that you really picked the cream of the litter. What's your name, Dolly?" And she goes, "I'm Kitty Kisser, whatever the fuck my name is, and I'm here with Mr. Baloney Salami guy because they're all mobsters, and I couldn't think of any other names. So it's like there's that, and she's all like sexy, and she's like, I'm here for him. I'm his girl right now. Blah blah blah. And later, if you look at the pages at the Kickstarter, you're gonna see what the hell she does to this guy, and it's fucking awesome. I love it because it's actually a believable thing instead of her picking him up and throwing him through a wall. So I'm having too much fun with this thing. But yeah, I'm inking from one thing to another here. And that's what I do, man. This is my world.
Where is the Dynasty Warriors talk? That's a good point, Jay Ryan. Maybe on Tuesday, because I think I'm off 3 days this coming week. So maybe on Tuesday, that's what I'll do. I'll play some Dynasty Warriors.
What's Dynasty Warriors?
It's a video game.
Yeah, video game. Been around for quite some time.
Oh, great. I've been in a cave for a while, so sorry, gentlemen, when it comes to that.
Let me see what everybody's saying.
He's catching up to the
show. Gargo says, my dad was telling me Vegas was better when the Mafia ran Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that one.
So, Chris, will you sing, tell a new story, or watch the What's in the Box line?
What's in the box?
Oh, Lord.
So yeah, if anybody else likes this, if anybody else likes what they see here with this art and the campaign, do like Mr. Solian has and back this campaign and get a gander at this book, because the pages I've shown you, it's just a taste of what's in store for not just this issue, but for the next 5 as they go along, because this is going to be one hell of a wild ride. I've already written out most of issue 2, and I've already plotted out issues 3, 4, 5, and 6 to make sure that I have a nice steady beat on it. And what I will do is once this is funded and we go for not just the first one, but for the second stretch goal, if we get to the second stretch goal, which is going to be 2,500 British pounds, I'm going to reveal what the second issue cover is going to look like, because I already have that done. So we're going to have some fun with that one. And I think it's still penciled. So I'll probably ink the second issue cover live. If we definitely get to that stretch goal, then yeah, I'll ink it live. And I'll show everybody what's next in store. By Rich Perotta. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Take a gander at this and back it. If you just want to just get the digital, that's fine. If you want to get the books, that's great. If you love original art, you're looking at what I do with it right now. These are my pencils, by the way, and my inks.
El Gargo says, sorry, don't like Kickstarter.
Okay, that's fine. If I have an Indiegogo, I'll definitely let everybody know.
Oh, and if you consider doing an Indiegogo, do check into shifting how to shift your account from Kickstarter to Indiegogo.
Yeah, I'll figure that out at some point.
It's not too complicated. If you have a question, just send it to me.
Yeah, there's always where you can roll it when the campaign ends over to Indiegogo.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, they ship it directly into in-demand store. So your Kickstarter would close and they'll send it to the in-demand store on Indiegogo, so Indiegogo people can back it.
Nice. Take a gander under my frock. Okay, lift your frock.
That's
freaky nasty.
Oh my head's hurting.
You what?
Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. I'm sorry, I had that song in my head for some reason. Like one of those early '90s R&B bands. What was it? The name of that band was Silk. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, of course, and it's like, freak me. You ever hear an R&B song sung really bad, but the person is so convinced that it sounds really good that they keep singing? It's like the most off-color key shit that you've ever heard in your life, and it's just like it takes a lot of precise measurements and nuances to sing an early '90s R&B song, you know, like "Freak Me" or something along those lines. But I mean, a lot of it is spoken word, but still, it's like this girl. She was trying to sing it, and she was like, "Tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you," and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, really? And she's like singing it, and she's trying to dance and gyrate, and I think she might have been twerking. I don't know. It could have been some sort of like an involuntary spasm or something that she ate, you know, or like one of those like alien parasites that like, hey, I'm going to eat your insides while you're dancing. And that's what it looked like. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, stop singing. I want to get freaky with you. And I'm like, stop. I can talk and ink at the same time. It's a good thing I'm not chewing gum at this moment.
Oh shit! All right, I need to start wrapping this up, gentlemen.
All right, man.
We can hear the sleep coming into his voice.
Mm.
I gotta go. Well, I gotta go talk to mom and stuff.
All right, man. Dude, I really appreciate you having me on your show, man. I'm really thankful. Thank you so much.
Oh, no worries, Rich. You're always welcome to join us.
Oh, I'm honored, man. And dude, Sim, you're fucking amazing, dude. Glad we talked. I'm glad you're around, man. You're a great artist, and and you really know how to bring out the conversation in people. That's the truth, man. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
No, you're welcome, man. Respect, like I said, respect is due.
I try my best.
You succeeded. I appreciate it. And everybody who's seen my campaign out there, and especially Solian, who backed my campaign, I thank you. And I if you decide to back it, that's great. If you all you can do right now is spread the word about it, that's just as good. Yep. So if anybody can spread the word about it, I'd appreciate it. If anybody else wants to back it, get a piece of original art like you see here, or just get the covers or the book.
Share it even if it's not your cup of tea, because you never know. It might be the cup of tea of your friend on the next on the end of your tweet.
Yep. And I thank everybody, man. And thank you again, Chris, for having me on, man. I really appreciate you, dude. For real. Thanks, man.
No worries, Rich. No worries.
Okay. I'm going to get going anyway because I'm tired.
No worries.
I'm going to talk to all of you again later. Let me get the off button.
Later, Rich.
Sorry. Sorry about that. I'll see you later, man.
Yep,
Thank you so much.
Oh, we saw some of that furry art that he does. Just kidding.
What happened?
I said he slipped some of that furry art. We knew it.
Oh, let's hope not.
I'm just kidding. Have a good
I'll see you cats later, man.
Yep, later.
Bye.
Yeah, he's great. So saying, Rich, you're fun, crazy, and talented guy. You always like backing your stuff. There you go. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll back, but I don't know if I'm gonna back the bigger Crash the Party tier. That's a bit pricey. I don't know if I can afford it, but I'll certainly back a physical copy at least. The Roaring.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, at first, I'm really serious. I really thought it was going to be a werewolf thing, but no, it ended up being a 40s, 50s gangsta thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Roaring 20s. Let's see. I just seen this on Twitter, so let me share.
You've seen what?
Let me share it here. Look at that. Somebody did Chris Farley as the Joker.
Oh boy.
Wild.
I don't know, but for some reason I kind of would have liked to see it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I could see it with his crazy energy. He always
I know, right? That's the thing. It's like, well, okay, I could have tried the fat Joker, but you know what? The Penguin. would have been fucking amazing with him, I think.
Yeah, I could see Penguin. Yeah.
Right?
Old Cobblepot. That'd be weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I miss that guy.
Yeah.
Him and John Candy. Him and John Candy were freaking epic.
Yeah.
And they both went for the same, anyways, same type of reason.
Gosh dang it, so sure you don't need to be in every book. Got to be able to afford movie tickets for wherever. I got to
Actually, he has a girlfriend now, so you know.
I gotta get my house paid off. All right, I'm wrapping this up.
Well, don't forget to sub, like, and share, everybody, while Chris is drinking his water. Don't forget to go back to Warring. And if you didn't back Delson and Adverse too, well, you snooze and you lose. Because it's gone, close, and bye-bye.
Yep. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Definitely see you again on Monday. I need to try and schedule in somebody for Wednesday and next Friday and all that nonsense. But, yeah, see y'all on the next one. Later.